This was a very bad week for members of the conservative media because they finally, after a month and a half of trying to sell the grift, had to admit that they have been lying through their teeth about all these claims of election fraud that they've been selling since Election Day. Now, particularly, they had to address and retract and apologize for all of the lies that they had spread about two companies, Dominion and Smartmatic. Now, Dominion is voting machines, Smartmatic is voting machine software security. And both of these companies, last week, before all of the apologies and retractions, issued a formal letter saying, "You have said things that are untrue about us. We're giving you the opportunity to correct the record." Now, by sending this letter, this is typically the first step in a slander lawsuit. If the parties who committed the slander do not issue the retractions and apologies, then typically the next step is to actually file the slander lawsuit. And in the case of both Dominion and Smartmatic, there is no evidence to suggest that anything these Republicans and Republican outlets had said were true. And that's why they had to issue the retractions. Now, here's the thing. Both of these companies claim that they are at risk of losing significant contracts with states and cities to provide voting machine software and voting machine security. Because of that, they absolutely would have grounds to file a slander lawsuit, because apparently one of the thresholds you have to hit to file a slander lawsuit is that it inhibited your ability to make money. I think that's a ridiculous requirement. So you could lie about somebody as long as it doesn't hinder their career or their job prospects, then it's okay. Like, no, that's stupid. But nevertheless, it does meet that threshold because they had claimed they were already getting cancellation. So there's that. But here's the thing. The overall part of the story, because you had Newsmax, Fox News, and Fox Business Channel all issue major retractions to literally everything. They had to come out and say, okay, there was no evidence that Hugo Chavez was involved. No evidence of Venezuelan involvement. No evidence of Nancy Pelosi's involvement. No evidence of George Soros's involvement. All of those things were actually said and addressed in the 2-minute video that Newsmax had to put out. Like, those were actual lies that they had told about these companies. It was insane. And these are the same lies, by the way, that Trump's attorney Sidney Powell mentioned during her insane press conference. She, as of me sitting here talking to you, has not yet issued her retractions. She was the first person, by the way, last week to get a letter saying you have to stop doing this or see you in court. She has not issued a retraction. She is likely going to get sued for slander, and I hope she does. She absolutely 100% without question deserves it. And that's what these networks were afraid of. And now it freaked out conservatives. They got pissed. They took to the internet. They started whining and complaining. One of them even went as far as to say Newsmax is now a part of the deep state. But listen, the threat of these slander and libel lawsuits is the only thing that occasionally keeps these networks honest. That's the only thing. They're afraid of losing money, especially in an organization like Newsmax. They don't have a whole heck of a lot of money to lose, and they don't want to start fresh out the gate getting smacked with a major slander lawsuit that is going to severely hurt their already non-existent credibility. So it is what it is. They issued their retractions, they got embarrassed in front of their conservative audiences, and they'll continue to limp along until, of course, in the case of Newsmax, the money eventually dries up because there's just not enough market for that many crazy right-wing networks.